We're going to finish on More 4 and Channel 4 streaming with a new reality series called Our Yorkshire Pub Rescue with Jon Richardson. It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? But anyway, here's a clip.
I absolutely love pubs. I think they're a really special part of British culture. And the only thing I don't love about them is how many seem to be closing. And a few months ago, I visited a beautiful village in North Yorkshire where a community had raised the cash to buy their local. It's safe to go in, yeah?
Yeah.
Wowee. It's called The Plough, and anyone can become a shareholder to help get the pub back on its feet.
This has been heavily promoted on the telly box, I've noticed. And it's really nice to see Jon Richardson doing something like this, actually, because we obviously know him as the comedic couple before they split with his wife. And this is something just really, really different. So he sort of fulfills his dream of owning a village pub, because actually this pub has been bought by the locals. They have gone in and they've tried to save a pub, but it's taken years. I think something like 15 years as he steps in. He buys shares in it. So he's a really big shareholder. And TV crews essentially follow him trying to help do the DIY, sort it out to reopen this pub called The Plough. I don't know if you remember, but when he was filming with his wife on their comedy show, he had the pub in his garden. Do you remember? It's called the Dog and Bastard. Do you remember that? So we know he loves the pub. And he invests his time, he invests his money and his DIY skills, which are pretty rubbish, to be honest with you. And a lot of people laugh at him. But do you know what? He tries. And what's so lovely is the community feel. And I think in a world where it doesn't feel very like that at the moment, where people are pulling together and people are sort of pulling apart, this is really lovely to see a village all coming together. If they've got 10, 15 minutes, half an hour, half a day, whatever, they're going down there and giving their time and experience to trying to create this the village pub all over again. And I think for a time he runs this, he will run it, but I think eventually it will have to go to somebody who can look after it properly. And pubs are really struggling across the country, aren't they? It's really hard for them to keep open. So it's a bit of a vanity project, but also one that has made, I think, great television. And you can just see the passion and the want and the drive. So although he sort of fronts it and he's funny in places, and he calls himself a bit miserable, he says he's actually a lot more miserable than he comes across. You see, as a community feel of people just trying to make something back to its former glory, essentially. It's 250 years old. There's so much work. I don't think he realised quite how much work was needing doing to it. And he said in the interview that I read that he told his accountant it was long-term goal to own a pub, and that's the closest his accountant has come to punching him. So that's obviously what he thought about him investing money in it. I think it's a really good view. I really enjoyed it. I like Jon Richardson. What do you think?
Why has no one ever thought of getting a celebrity to help renovate a property before, Hannah? Oh, no, they have quite a lot. However, I really like Jon Richardson. He's kind of just unapologetically himself, which I rather enjoy. And as you say, like, pubs are in serious trouble. And in fact, this sort of community ownership model is a really positive one. We've got two near us actually that happened to.
Have you? That's cool.
And it's actually in Fadmoor in North Yorkshire, isn't it? And I mean, it's been empty since 2011, but it's got into a right state, hasn't it? It just looks as if it's been derelict for decades and decades. So it's just a real feel-good story, because you're meeting all the locals who have banded together, and they all have full-time jobs, but they're giving their kind of money and time, and especially in villages, the pub is the social hub. They're so important, So I love Jon. In fact, I've interviewed him a couple of times, and we always like to swap compliments about whatever cardigan we're wearing. He's a big cardigan fan, isn't he? But yeah, I do like him, and I enjoyed this. This is real kind of comfort TV. It's good stuff.